looks like we're live, and give it a minute for people to get in. Let me post up the link. Blah blah blah. Control C. Where are we? Where are we? Here we go. General. La. Okay, so US CAD. Well, let's just go over the whole day. Bam. Okay, Draghi, he was a dud. Didn't really have shit to say, but who cares? So nothing came out of that trade. CAD core CPI spread went a little bit weird. We'll take a look at that, but it was a dud. You can see it was only a 0.1% change, so dud. FOMC's up next, but it's medium impact. I'm not going to do anything for those. I'm not too big on speeches. Sorry, try not to burp in your ear. As we can see, the trade fired. Well, I'm going to take a look and see why here in a second. But the trade did fire off, but immediately dropped back down. So it was just kind of a dud. If we, like I said, as I rank it as planets, that was a Mercury trade. It would just popped up, it went right back in. It had a very small orbit, so it just went. Venus would give us a small profit. Earth would be a nice profit. You can look at it like that as I refer to them. So let's take a look at what happened. Not open offline. Data folder, blah blah blah, MQL4 files, and this was US CAD for the 18th. And delete you, US CAD 18, delete you, delete you. Trade was at about 15:30. Don't forget, Sunday I will be doing the VPS. I don't know what it's going to bring FXCM down to, but it is basically free for a year. You do have to put a credit card on it, but I would suggest just getting a prepaid credit card and tossing it on there, and then going out and buying some beer with the rest. Okay, so let's get to 15:30. Check out the spread. The spread was, I was thinking it was going to move because the spread 30 minutes before was even all over the place. But like we were up above 2, I was hitting 2.5 for a bit, and it settled back down before the trade, and it just kind of went flat. Before the trade even hit in, I was seeing it at bit 3s. So let's take a look. Spread's what popped it, even though it wasn't a move, because spread did pop up, I believe, a little high. We'll know here in just a second. The coder still hasn't given me a definitive answer on whether he can cut down this log file to pop only when the 60 seconds does. Reason being is because it needs to create a second Excel spreadsheet. I think it's a lack of skills on his part. I'm not going to be mean about it though. Okay, so 5 seconds before we were already seeing 4.6, and here's about where I got into the trade, which nothing I can do there. What's odd is we see a negative 5 pip spread, but 14.1, that popped me into the trade. That's why I said FXCM on US CAD, I'm just not super happy with it. But that 14.1 pip spread popped me into the trade, and then it dropped back down and it went back up. So 14.2 is max, but I'm more concerned about this 14.1. It went kind of ape shit there, and for a dud. So that's where I got into the trade. Most likely anyone on FXCM probably got popped into a trade, then immediately stopped out, which the EA did its job. Like I said, guys, there's going to be wins, there's going to be losses. Don't worry about it. Overall, you can see from the other people who have been doing this a while, your wins will outweigh your losses, so don't worry about it. 14.1 though is a devastating amount of spread, and like I said, that 14.1 popped my order open, and then it just immediately closed out. No big deal though. I mean, actually the larger spread helped me contain this down to negative 2.4, so it was 2.4 pip loss. Next week's another day, so don't worry about it. Let's see, what else do we got going on? 7.3 on Pepper. Profit? You little asshole. Let me see something. Profit. Let's see what he says. Seriously considering having one of my friends in Mexico. Oh, okay. Okay, so 7.3 pip spread on US CAD on Pepperstone. So all in all, just the spread. This is why I'm not a huge fan of US CAD. The oil, it just really depends. Sometimes the spread seems to get just way out of control. We're gonna take a look at what's happening for the next week. Yeah, see, even Robin, and he usually does really good. Starting off Monday, we got Draghi. You can straddle it, but that's 10 a.m. It might do something, but I'm not counting on it. Straddle it. NZD retail sales. It's tentative. We're not even trading it, even if we did have a time for it. That is outside the U.S. and London sessions. So Monday we have nothing. That's good because Monday y'all can set up your VPSs if you follow along on the video that I'm doing Sunday, and we can run through questions on the VPSs. So that'll actually work out. So Monday we can make it a VPS day. See if we can get everyone up and running on a VPS. You'll need a credit card for it, unfortunately, but I don't think it charges it, and if it does charge it, it's just $1. I do not know if it's going to be available to everyone in the world, because we do have some people in some pretty remote locations. But if it can drop you down to a 12 millisecond ping and you get it free for a year, fuck it, guys. Let's get you on it, and you'll see a big difference in your trade entries. It is more of an introductory level VPS, so you do not put anything but the news trading system on it. Nothing else will go on it, okay? So let's get that out there before even Sunday comes along. Let's take a look at Tuesday. Core retail sales on CAD. That one might move. Straddle. I'm going to do a 6 pip. I'm sure you little Pepperstone peckers are going to do a 4 pip. 3 pip wrinkle boxes for me, probably 2 pip for Pepper. One thing to notice, it is a Japanese holiday, so don't trade Asia. That goes for binaries and Forex. I'd probably stay out of Asia. Again, tentative on NZD. This is a no trader. We don't want to mess with that one. So Tuesday we got 1 trade. So we're only up to 1 trade so far for the week. Wednesday we got this. We got a core durable goods and unemployment claims. This may move the market a little bit. I'm interested in unemployment claims more than core durable, but we'll see. So we're up to 2 trades for the week. And crude oil inventories. That'll be 3. I do highly recommend for your FXCM guys, demo this one. It's a good one to demo, especially since you're up trading it. I'm available for feedback immediately on those. Pepperstone guys, you can go ahead and trade that one live. I'm going to be using, all next week I will be using Forex.com just to see how the spread compares on all these trades, and to see if it's a viable alternative to FXCM. Now, like I said, what I'm worried about is Forex.com is lower. The natural spread is lower on some pairs and higher on some pairs. But what I want to see is if the spread during the news release stays a little, I don't want to say more stabler, that it doesn't fluctuate as much. Because if we can get less fluctuation in the spread across the board, that brings them into the picture as a viable and a better broker to use. I was surprised the amount of regulated U.S. brokers out there. Is the choice is just shit, and a lot of them don't use MT4 as a platform. Wanda, for instance, has gaps. For someone that has such a huge base, you wouldn't expect gaps, but they have gaps and a shit spread. They start you off at 2 and higher, and they go out of control when news hits. All right, so that's tradable. Crude oils is tradable, and FOMC is tradable. So we got 3 on Wednesday. Don't expect movement out of the third one. Crude, you know how that one goes. Thursday, we are looking at German IFO business climate. Don't think that one will move, but we could straddle it. After that, there's nothing. Next week is kind of a boring week, so we can focus on anything else y'all want. If y'all need classes, comments, whatever. I'll be scalping mostly, it looks like. And Friday, second estimate, GDP. That one's probably not going to move either. So we got a pretty boring week next week, so we can focus on questions, VPS, scalping if you're into it. Other than that, kind of a dead week next week. The week after, that's when it's going to be interesting, though, because that'll put us back into NFP territory. The week after will be some hard-hitting ones. Trying to think. There was an interesting study in the, Washington Times, Wall Street Times, Wall Street Journal, I don't know. It's saying that they're starting to see that there's actually the success rate of retail traders is actually about 1%. So next week, if you guys have questions, comments on anything, it's going to be a good week to do questions. As we don't have a lot of trades, we will push through on that VPS to make sure that we can get everyone that wants to be set up on one, set up one. Next week will actually be a good week to go live, DJ, because it's slow, and we'll have time to review your trades. The week after that is going to be a heavy week on news. So next week, DJ, that is a good week to go live. Even though it's slow, you won't be rushed. You won't have a bunch of charts open. And like I said, if you want, we can get you up and running on the VPS. It costs, I think, $1 through Amazon. And that will drop your ping time down to about 12 milliseconds. I'm interested to see what it does for FXCM. Pepperstone and FXCM servers, I believe, are located in the same area in New York. So we should get about the same on Pepperstone. I'm paying like $108 a month right now. I was using Trader's Way, so I had a VPS that could connect to Trader's Way with a 1 millisecond ping, and I was paying $108 a month for that. And I get now using that to connect to Pepperstone. I'm getting a 14 millisecond ping, which does keep the slippage down to almost nothing, but I still get a little. But if I can drop it to 12 or less, that'll be great. I see some of you that have jumped on your computers, you have like a 67 millisecond ping time to your brokers. So if you can get on the Amazon one, I would highly recommend it, because that will really, really, really help. A 67 millisecond is just insanely high. Typically you should be at about 32 unless you're somewhere near where the server is. Other than that, do we have any questions from today's trade? We saw that the spread spiked out to, what was it, 12.4 or 13 point something? Let me answer some questions here real quick. It's light on news. Okay, so like I was saying in the main chat, next week is very light on news. We're going to focus Sunday on putting out the video for a VPS. Monday we'll focus on answering questions on that. It's a request week, basically. If you want me to go over something, let me know, and I will go over it in detail. We're very light on news, so it's a scalping binary options week. Hopefully it's just not dead flat. Trying to think if there's anything else we could cover today. Is there any questions? Anyone have something they want to go over? Any charts? Is what I'll do is I will take a quick 5-minute break, come back and see if there's any questions. If not, that wraps it up for the day. But I'll give it 5 minutes. Let's see if we have any questions or anything, any requests. If you have a request for next week, don't be afraid. You can private message me through Slack, send me an email, do whatever. But if it's a good coaching week next week, so if you want to... let me see. Scalping setup. One question was my scalping setup. Here, let me show it real quick. Crap. I can't clicky with the mouse. Fuckers. Documents. Give me a sec. Another thing, if y'all want it, we can go to how I don't use a mouse to switch between charts. Why did you disappear on me, you little shit? Windows 10 can blow me. Okay, so you can see what I'm loading up here. It's called tutorial script. I'm going to run as administrator, hit yes. If you want, we can go through this. Next week's a good week for questions, just general. If there's anything you've ever wondered about trading, we can go through it next week. But you see how I can flip through charts now, back and forth? I'm using the tilde, T-I-L-D-E key. It's the one to the left of the number 1. so I can flip through charts. If I hit shift, it does it backwards. Template, build 3.5. I'll show you just briefly so you understand Monday what's going on. This is my setup before, and if we jump over to US CAD now, you'll notice that the bars have changed. I'm using offset of a 50. I'm using a offset on these, and let's load up the template. I'm using an offset. See how these don't go head to toe? They're 50% in. So, and we'll go through it step by step. It'll take probably about an hour Monday. If Sunday, if you want to go live with me, I will put out I have to find out if I can get a babysitter. And Sunday we'll go live through the VPS setup, and I'll take questions during the setup. I just need to run through it myself first so I can figure out at what points I have to hide the screen so you can't see passwords or credit card information. Because I don't want to skip over those parts, but I want to be able to somewhat show them, because a lot of the tutorial videos I see, they skip over some of the most important parts because there's passwords and things in there. Or is what I can do is I'll just share the link with y'all, and I will make it so that it can only be viewed live, and then I'll go back and edit out everything. And so unless y'all screenshot and fuck me, I'm going to use a virtual credit card to do it, so either way you won't be, if anyone was being malicious, they won't be able to get it. If a virtual credit card is offered by some companies, what I do is I go in and I say I want to turn on a credit card. It gives me a credit card number with an expiration date. I use it, then I go back in and turn it off. So if you have that option, check with your bank. You go to their website and it says create virtual credit card. It's like a one-shot thing. When I buy from Chinese companies, I use a virtual credit card. So that way my order, as soon as it's shipped, I cancel that credit card, basically. Call me paranoid. It's just, I'm not saying China's a bad place. I just don't want them to have my credit card information. Like Amazon's about the only one I don't do that with. Even when I was buying off eBay, I would do it, even though they're part of PayPal. Alright, any other questions, guys? Requests? I'll take a 5-minute break. When I come back, if there was questions or requests, we will schedule them for next week, as we have a light week and we'll be able to get a lot done education wise. Okay, so 5-minute break and then I'll be back. Let's see if there's any requests, comments, questions, whatever. You can call me a douchebag if you want. I don't care, as long as there's something there. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. Doesn't look like we have any questions. So that looks like it's going to wrap it up for the day. Remember, next week is going to be a light week. We'll focus on education and requests. So if you have requests, please bring them up. It's going to be a good week to go over them. We'll focus in on VPS Sunday and Monday. See if we can get everybody on that. Hell, if it runs better than the one I have, I'll probably use it until that one expires. Then I'm going to sign up for a different one. I'm trying to think. So if there's no questions, guys, remember, next week, Sunday, I'll announce the time tomorrow when I'm doing that VPS video, so you can get a VPS basically for free for a year. And then Monday, we will go through everyone's setup, make sure it's working for them, since there's no news on Monday. Let's see. Trying to think. I mean, I can't think of much else. To next week, we will focus on education since it's a very light news week. It may be good for binary. It may be good for Forex. If we're ranging and flat, it'll be good for binary. If it's trending, it'll be good for Forex. But news, it's very light next week. And then the week after, that's a heavy week. So if you're new to the course, straddle everything. Even if it, make sure you're on demo, straddle everything. Let me repeat this. Make sure you're on demo, straddle everything, so you can share your spreadsheet and questions with me so we can get you up and running, because the week after that is going to be heavy on news. And basically what we're looking to do is make sure you don't have any data entry errors or anything else along that anything else along that way. I make no sense today. It's alright. Trying to think if anything else. Not really. We don't have any other questions, so I'll give it another minute or two for questions. And that's it. Remember, guys, I would highly recommend, if you can do the dollar, get on the VPS. It should drop your ping time down to about 12 milliseconds. That is going to put a big ass dent in slippage, and it won't cost you that much. Well, it won't cost you anything but $1. I do recommend, because you'll have it for a year, so you don't forget and start getting billed, because Amazon is an expensive little bastard. That use like a virtual credit card or a temporary credit card to get it signed up. But other than that, I mean, I can't think of too much else. It's going to be, like I said, next week we'll focus on education, because it's going to be a slow week for everything else. Monday is VPS, and then I'll go over the Forex trading system again. We'll do it step by step. But it'll be a good week for learning, so. Like I said, I'm trying to stall for time here, see if there's any other questions. Fix that. Well, I'm not seeing anything, so I guess that'll wrap it up, guys. If you need anything today, hit me up. I will be here till about 10 or 11 o'clock, and then I'm gonna go rollerblading, see if I can kill myself. I'm gonna clean up my office next, though. Fridays for me, I try and go extremely light. It's my quiet time. Oh, one side note. I just found out my daughter is off next week for, I guess now they have Thanksgiving holidays. So that'll be interesting to see how it works. I am going to try and do the webinars, and if she wakes up, I'll stick her in front of the TV for a little bit after I give her breakfast. So I may have to break in the middle of a webinar to get her situated. Grandma said she's going to help out too, because she's off too. She works for the school district also. So she said she'll try and help out with her. And I might stick her at her aunt's for a day too, because she likes to go spend the night there. But other than that, I can't think of anything else, so that's about it, guys. If you have questions, hit me up on Slack, email, or I guess Skype, and have a good one. We'll see you Sunday. I will announce the time in Slack tomorrow, or maybe later today once I get that in stone for the VPS setup on how to do it. That's going to take about 30 minutes. There is a delay once you get it set up because it has to build your server, and that can take anywhere from 1 minute up to 30 minutes. So we may cut the video in half once we get to that point. But if you can make it on Sunday, I'll try and do it in the morning, maybe before my daughter even gets up, so that isn't an issue. Most likely what I'm going to do is, yeah, that sounds good. We'll probably do it Sunday morning. So that way we can have it done, and then we have the whole day for questions, Sunday and Monday. I'll leave Slack open on Sunday after the video so we can have questions all day long. But alright guys, enjoy, and I'll see y'all on Sunday, probably Sunday morning. I'll nail that down here in about an hour or two.